So it's currently about 4:19 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon. It's the first of the new month. Time's going by pretty fast. I would say. But you know, I don't know why I'm so tired today, but it's most likely because I slept late. I slept late last night. Um, well, really late. I don't know, maybe 2, 3 a.m. I haven't been like taking naps throughout the day as much as I used to. If I lay down, I fall asleep. I'll fall asleep. But if I lay down and if I don't fall asleep, I don't fall asleep. It's like I'll sleep when I don't want to sleep. Like in the afternoon, if I'm laying down just to like rest, I'll fall asleep. But at night, if I want to sleep, I can't. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna like complain about it. I'm trying my best to actually set myself a sleep schedule. Like first, like turn off all my electronics, like my TV, stay away from my phone or my iPad. At least like half an hour before I sleep, because the light from the TV on your phone screen reflecting back in your eye, it keeps you awake. Let's say if I woke up in the middle of the night, if I don't look at my phone or my tablet, I can go back to sleep. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night and I use the bathroom, we have a little night light. I don't even bother turning on the light, so I just go use the bathroom, wash my hand, go back in my room. But if I turn on the lights in the bathroom, then go look at my phone, like say, oh, it's look at the time for whatever reason. I pick up that bad habit in the middle of the night, start looking at the time. Then I know I'm gonna be like, oh, it's, let's say 3 a.m. or something. I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't work, so what's the point of me going to sleep? It's like you have to change your mindset. Even though you're housebound or whatever and you don't work, you still have to get your sleep. You still have to act like, oh, you have to go to sleep. Just do the things that you normally do. If you don't, then you're just gonna increase. So that's why right now when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, okay, it's 3 a.m. back to sleep. But like I mentioned, when I used to work at graveyard. So I used to work at either 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. There was times I used to work at midnight to 12 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. So I'll be sleeping in the morning. So I kind of, I haven't worked for over a year now, over a year and a half. So it's like my mindset is still getting used to sleeping at night and being awake at night and sleep during the day. I think that's what my mindset is set on now, is being at work. Alright, man, I'm still looking for a job. I'm not thinking about it. I am looking for a job. That's two different things. You're thinking about going to work, going back to work, then you start thinking about this and you start thinking about that. So instead of thinking, I'm just gonna go and look for a job. Applying for a job is one thing. Going to the job interview is another thing. And getting the job is another thing. Even before, when I didn't have anxiety, when I go for interviews, I would never get nervous. I never really have a problem like just randomly going to like up to people, people come and talk to me. It's like I don't really have a problem with just randomly talking to strangers. I always been like that, so I can feel that coming back. Me just randomly talking and talking to random people. Sometimes I even talk to my postal worker, like the mailman at the mailroom when they walk by and starts and then talks to me. I'll talk to them. I've been getting to know like couple people around the neighborhood, walking the dog, stuff like that. So it's like I can feel the old me, which we should never say the old me. But I just said it. What I mean by the old me is the me that had the normal level of anxiety, and there's a high level of anxiety and there's your normal level of anxiety. So you never want to say, I wish I never had anxiety. You mean you wish you can go back to your normal level of anxiety, but the cure for anxiety isn't always gonna be some pill. The like medication will probably most likely take the symptoms away, some of the sensations. It will help some people more than help others. I myself only took one medication once, but that was sometime in October 2016. Yes, it did took all my symptoms, my sensation away for like 16, 17 hours, but keep in mind, about 6 to 8 hours I was actually sleeping, because when I went to the urgent care, it was in the afternoon, so while the medication did make me feel kind of like myself, but I was numb, like like it just numbed my mind. I felt like a zombie. It's like I'm walking around like that. Which I didn't like that feeling. Sure, I like the fact that I had no symptoms, but I didn't like the fact that I was feeling numb. So to me, medication is there just to kind of numb your mind, kind of help you to do things that you think you can't do. But once the medication wears out, then you're back to how you were. So the cure for anxiety is your own mind. Is you've been willing to, be uncomfortable to be comfortable. If you're going for a walk, go out for the walk, but don't go when you feel the most comfortable, because when you feel the most comfortable and then you go for a walk, like let's say you went for 3 blocks, you still feel comfortable, you'll stop in the middle of the way, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm still comfortable, let me just go for another block. And guess what happens when you're on the fourth block? You might start feeling uncomfortable. All that uncomfortable feeling, you're gonna want to run back. But when you go for a walk, while you're feeling uncomfortable, then you go for 1 block, and then you're like, oh, I'm still uncomfortable, but you still keep going. Guess what? You're gonna actually go even farther, and then you're gonna be, okay, this is uncomfortable, but you turn around, then you're gonna be like, well, I'm uncomfortable, but I walk 5, 6, 7 blocks away from home while I feel uncomfortable. Then you're gonna be like, this is not as bad as I let my mind think it is. Your mind is as powerful as you are. You feed your mind with knowledge and power. If you feed your mind with fear, what you're scared of, guess what? That's what your mind is gonna feed off of. So you feed yourself with something you're scared of over and over. The more you feed yourself with whatever you're scared of, the stronger your anxiety level becomes. The stronger you fear that fear. It's because you're just scaring yourself, and then your mind realizes that you're scared. So it's just gonna be like, okay, he or she, whatever, is just scared of this, scared of that. So let's overprotect you. If you say you're scared to go inside the store, every time you see the store, instantly you're gonna be scared. You see, let's say you saw someone that threatened you once. every time you see that person, you hear that person's name, it's a trigger, so whatever trigger you have it's making it worse because it's in your head all the time. But if you can overcome that next step, your mind will stop being scared. Your mind's gonna be like, okay, he or she is not really scared anymore, so let's not overprotect. Let's not overprotect you, and that's what I've been able to do. Like yesterday when I went for driving on the freeway, the last time I was on that freeway was September 2016, but I wasn't driving. My dad was, so it felt great. Was I nervous? I was more excited than I was nervous, so excited is better than being nervous. I went to those people's house. I don't even know them. I went with my daughter to look at the dog and stayed there 15, 20 minutes, talking, and I don't know if I even had any panic attack. I don't know if I was dizzy. I don't know if my stomach was upset. I don't know if my vision was blurry. I don't know if I was this. I was why? Because my mind wasn't. I wasn't focusing on my anxiety. I was focusing on getting to know the dog. That's it. So if you can focus on your symptoms, why can't you focus on something other than your symptoms? Because when you focus on it, it gets worse. So if you're dizzy, you're gonna start looking around. You're gonna like say to yourself, you're gonna look at that. Like me, I'm looking at a tree. You're gonna look at the tree. You're gonna be like, is that tree tilting over, or is it just me? Did I just feel that wobbly, or this and that? Well, when you ask yourself that, of course you're gonna, your brain is gonna be like telling you, yes, you felt that. But if you don't really pay attention to it, you won't know. It's just like when you say you feel faint, like myself. Like sometimes I say I feel faint. Feeling faint and fainting is two different things. If you feel faint and you're walking around your house for like the last 10-15 minutes, like walking around, say I feel faint, I'm gonna faint, I'm gonna faint. Guess what? If you're able to walk around 10-15 minutes saying you're gonna feel faint, but you haven't fainted, right? That's what you have to realize, that you haven't fainted. It's not a good feeling like you have to, how you about to. It's so different. I haven't fainted ever since I had this high level of anxiety. Have I felt like I was? Yes, but I haven't. It's like when you walk around saying I'm having a heart attack for the last 10-15 minutes. You wouldn't be able to walk around saying you're having a heart attack. You're just gonna have it. Same thing when you walk around saying you can't breathe. If you can't breathe, you start going around, you're walking around, like let's say you're walking around the neighborhood like I do, and you just walk around in your head, you're like, I can't breathe. You're walking around 3-4 blocks, 5, 10, 15 minutes. You have to realize, if you can't breathe, you wouldn't be able to be talking. You just drop down and won't breathe. Your mind won't be telling you to say all this stuff. And when you get that weak jelly leg sensation, where your lower body feels like it can't carry your upper body, and you're walking around, you're gonna say, oh, I feel weak. But guess what? You're walking around, your lower body is still holding you up. So how can you be? So why are you saying, I feel weak, my legs feel jelly? It's not actually that your body is weak. If your body was weak, you wouldn't be able to talk. You wouldn't even be able to sit down. Like right now, I'm sitting down, but if I say I felt weak, I would have just fell down, lay down. If I felt weak, because my legs are holding up my upper body. So even though you say you feel weak, your legs are jelly while you're laying down. You can't saying you feel weak, it's holding you up. You know, I mean, you can feel faint, but let's say you are dizzy and you fell down. You didn't fall down because you fainted. You fell down because you got so dizzy, you got so off balance that you can't find your footing, you can't find your steps. You know, you can trip over something. You know, being dizzy is, you know, it's like the worst thing. But don't get me wrong. But you know, you're not gonna faint because you're dizzy. You're gonna fall. Yes, if you're completely off balance. You know, sometimes like when I'm dizzy and I'm holding on to something, you know, it doesn't always like my hand don't do. Let's say I'm holding through the garage door. If I'm holding it, I'm dizzy. Sometimes I can feel like, you know, I'm not really holding it straight. So what do? I focus on something that's straight ahead of me. So I'll just walk towards that, and then my eyes will readjust itself, and then my brain will know. Oh, he's looking straight, he's walking straight, so it's gonna automatically readjust your brain. You know, you're in the air. You know how your brain is connected to every little part of your body, your eyes, your nose, your ears, everything. And same thing with thinking that you're gonna go crazy. You know, if you think you're gonna go crazy for the let's say last year, or the last 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you start going around your house saying, I'm going crazy, I'm going crazy. You know, you go up to everybody that you see around you, hey, I'm going crazy. Think about it. You can't go crazy because you're thinking you go crazy. You can't even think straight. Guess what? You just go crazy. You know, you won't be able to walk around and say, hey ma'am, hey sir, I'm going crazy. You can't go call the doctor's office and say, hey, I'm going crazy. You go to the doctor's office, they're like, okay, so why you think you're going crazy? And then you start saying, oh, because of this and that. And then guess what? If you were going crazy, you wouldn't be able to say why you think you're going crazy. You know, cause if you're going crazy, you wouldn't be able to focus on what you want to say, what you want to think. You know, I was like that too. I thought I was going crazy at one point, for a couple of months, and then I realized if I was going crazy, if I start watching TV, I wouldn't be able to understand what I'm watching. I wouldn't be able to say or repeat what I'm watching. You know, if I was going crazy, I would have been doing something I shouldn't be doing. And also, so you have to understand that if you were going crazy and you've been saying that you've been going crazy for the last 15, 20 minutes, last few weeks, months, years, whatever, and you haven't gone crazy yet, then you're not going to go crazy. It's just that your mindset is thinking you're going crazy. The more you think you're going crazy, the more you react to your thoughts, you know. Anyways, I'm just going to go for a short walk, not too far, just maybe around the block once. Also, I just got back. One thing I had to learn was like a bad habit I picked up. You know, if you're on your phone, you're watching TV, you're on your laptop, whatever. Um, Try not to like kind of move your head forward like this, or like tilt your head down too long, because you know if you have anxiety, you know we get those really bad head pressure, the tension, the headaches, and migraines and back neck pain. You know, more we do this and then we move our head back, it's like our neck is not used to being like moving up and moving down too much. You know, it's like you get that really quick like whiplash effect when you do this too much, and it's because you know you put your head down for so long and then you move it up too quick. You'll hear that little, you'll hear and feel that little crack in the back of your neck. What I learned is that it does make me more dizzy, or it does increase my anxiety, is because you know you're putting too much pressure on your spine. And same thing when I sleep. When I sleep, I always put my head like this, and you know you get that little hunch in your back, and you know so when I sleep now, I have to keep my body aligned. So I'm doing like little chin tucks. Like chin tucks are like, you know, you kind of move your head back like this, but you have to keep your eye level straight and stuff. It kind of, it helps me feel more relaxed in my back and my neck. So you know when I'm sitting, I can kind of feel like I'm not, like my body isn't aligned. It feels like I'm always like sitting with my head tilting this way, but I'm forcing my eyes to look straight. So you know if you're looking this way, you actually want your whole body to turn that way. But for me, I have the habit of like looking this way and keeping my chest and my lower body facing that way. So it's like it feels like I'm twisting my own spinal cord. So you know, same thing when I sleep. I'm doing the same thing. It's like a habit I picked up ever since I started having anxiety. It's like, you know, when you get headaches and stuff, you know how you always want to do this, and then when you look up, you get that quick off balance feeling. And you know, I'm trying to. It's the same thing when I'm walking. Like, you know, when I'm making my videos, I'm doing this. So I'm trying my best to keep my spine aligned. See, it's like I have the habit of just wanting to look at a different angle without having my entire body turned that way. So it's like when I do that, my body doesn't know I'm looking this, that I'm looking this way, but my body's facing that way. So it kind of gives me that tilting effect, and I think I'm just doing it, and it's making it worse if I don't keep my spine aligned. So yeah, I think see, I'm doing it again. It's like I have the habit of looking that way, keeping my body, my neck down, pointing one way. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna head back inside.